Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go into the next fireside chat. And for this, I would like to call on stage Mr. Anmay Shahlot. Can we have him here? He's from Atovio. He's the founder of Atovio. Can we have a wave from him? Hey, hello, welcome, welcome. And before we do anything further ahead, I would like his AV to be played for all of us first. Simply wow. The claps have already showed you love. Dear Anmay, the claps have already showed you so much love, and the topic for this particular fireside discussion would be India's air pollution crisis, from awareness to everyday solution. And here let me introduce this young gentleman to all of you. He is the founder of Atovio, and we celebrate fashion and innovation tonight and also embrace the future of personal wellness. A groundbreaking wearable air purifier crafted for the modern lifestyle and tested at the labs of IIT Kanpur, sleek, sophisticated and seamlessly stylish, the Atovio Pebble is available in many vibrant colors designed to blend effortlessly with your everyday life. In a world where clean air is becoming the ultimate luxury, Atovio empowers you to carry your personal sanctuary wherever you go. Experience breathing better, living better with Atovio. Over to you.
Thank you, Deepthi. And ladies and gentlemen, before I talk a lot more with Anmay, I have to say, for a moment I felt really glad when Deepthi here said, let me introduce the young man to you. And I just kind of settled my jacket. I said, all right. And then she started talking about Anmay. So I said, all right, Raman, your time's gone, buddy. Thank you so much.
You're not so old, Raman, and you're good looking, by the way. So
thank you so much, Deepthi.
You can take it for yourself as well.
All right, thank you. Pleasure to have you here, Anmay, once again.
Thank you so much.
I can imagine we saw that AV and we saw a fantastic device, the Atovio Pebble, with the branding there.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, what I noticed when Anmay walked up on stage was that he has a little device around his neck. And I wonder what we saw in that AV, is this a miniature version of the same, or is this the device that we saw on that AV?
This is the device. So this is a wearable air purifier, which actually you can carry around, because we see that the air around us is getting really bad, right? And it's not just Delhi, it's not just the north of India. In fact, we see that 83 out of the top 100 cities in the world which have poor air quality happen to be in India, right? So we realized that the declining air quality, we had to do something. We have solutions around it, but we wanted to build a more Indian innovation which could help us tackle the declining air quality in India.
So how does this device work as compared to a standard air purifier that you get for rooms, and a lot of us have, especially a lot of us living in Gurgaon have in our houses given the AQI levels. But how does this device function differently, or is it the same mechanics but made portable?
Correct. So I'll just answer that question. So in a room air purifier, they have a HEPA filter and a fan. So it's well suited for an indoor environment. But what do we do when we're not in a room, right? We spend more than 70% of our time outdoors of a room. So the next best alternative is a mask. But an N95 mask is not really a very practical solution. You get sweaty in it, it's very uncomfortable, it's probably socially awkward as well, right? So we figured that for the modern lifestyle, for the modern lifestyle of people, we just wanted to make something which is more sleek, stylish, and which people could carry around with them, right? So how this works is, this works on our patent pending advanced variable anion technology, which releases a stream of 6 million negative ions into the air every second, which attach to the pollutants in PM 2.5 in the air, make them heavy and then drop down. So it essentially creates a clean air zone around your breathing space.
In English, please. There's a lot of tech in that. So just to break it down, you're creating a purified air zone around yourself, around your nasal cavity.
That is correct.
Which is absorbing all the harmful particles, or most of the harmful particles that may exist in the air around us, and is also at the same point of time churning out clean air for us to breathe.
So it's not exactly absorbing the particles, it's actually just eliminating them from your breathing space. So the negative ions will attach to the particles around you, make them heavy, and then drop down on the surface. So they don't have to be absorbed by the device, but they'll just not enter your nasal cavity.
Which is why there's no need for a change of filter. Unlike
Exactly.
some of the other purification devices which suck in the air, filter it, and then churn it out. This is just ions attaching to the particles and dropping them by making them heavier.
Yeah, 100%. So what we also realized that if we look at HEPA air purifiers, right? I'm sure all of us, most of us live in Delhi, NCR. Most of us would have HEPA air purifiers at our homes. But I would just want to ask the audience, how many of us actually end up changing the HEPA filters every 3 to 6 months? Right? I see very few hands go up. So the problem which we identified was that a lot of people end up forgetting to change the filter, which actually becomes a breeding ground for bacteria and mold as well, right? So we wanted to make a solution which was way more convenient to use, way more easy to use. You can just charge this with your phone charger, takes around 2 hours to charge, has around 48 hours of battery life. So given how busy the modern lifestyle is getting, we wanted to build a solution which could help you get better air without a lot of hassle and which would blend easily into your lifestyle.
What are the early learnings for Atovio from the users initially who've used this device, and from doctors I'm sure you would have consulted in terms of the developmental stage and the initial testing?
So we've been working on the problem for the last 2.5 years. So me and my co-founder Siddharth, he's an IIT Kanpur engineer, and we actually tested this device at the National Aerosol facility at IIT Kanpur. Co-developed it with a lot of professors. How could we make a device which was very powerful, could blend into lifestyle easily? Once we had launched the device, we actually ended up speaking with a lot of doctors, medical experts, and a lot of asthma, COPD patients as well. I have a lot of testimonials from people wherein they would say that they would take nasal steroids or sprays 2 to 3 times a week because of the higher pollution in the area, right? And by using this device, the amount of times they would have to take steroids or medicines would reduce drastically from 2 to 3 times a week to 2 to 3 times a quarter, right?
So is there a lifespan that this device has? You said, all right, regular air purifiers with the HEPA filters need to be changed every 3 to 6 months. This doesn't have a filter, but does this device then have a sort of a functional life, or does it require any upgrades over a period of time?
So it is a simple plug-and-play device. It doesn't require any upgrades per se. The claim life of the device is around 3 to 4 years. In fact, we offer 2 years of warranty as well on the device. So there's no need to change anything. The only thing you need to do is just clean it a little bit, because with a lot of dust can accumulate on the device. But other than that, it's very simple to use and no need for maintenance or cleaning per se.
We're heading towards a phase, Anmay, where there are so many different challenges an individual is facing vis-a-vis maintaining his health. There could be lifestyle issues, there could be genetic problems that you anyway we're inheriting and carrying down with us. Lifestyle triggers could be there. There could be multiple aspects. Air quality which unfortunately we at an individual level don't really have a lot of control over, is also becoming one of the major issues, especially in certain cities in our country. So, do you think this device is probably providing a personalized solution to that problem?
It is, it is. So actually your question reminds me of a very interesting analogy, which is the boiling frog analogy. We see that what happens in the analogy is that if you put a frog in boiling water, it'll immediately jump out. But if you put a frog in room temperature water and start heating the water, the frog doesn't realize what is happening to it until it's too late. So I think we're in a similar state, that we are in an area where the AQI constantly crosses 300, 400 levels. And it's not just Delhi, right? We've had Bombay cross 400, we've had Bangalore cross 250 AQI levels as well, right? I'm sure a lot of us in the audience actually constantly keep checking the AQI levels around us. But we're in a similar state where the poor air quality, we're not doing a lot about it till it actually does some irreversible damage to us, right? So this is an attempt to actually help people breathe better, take care of their health, and take control of what the air around them is, right? I think Miss Isha, right before me, pointed out an interesting thing, that we are tracking our calories. We're actually very conscious of what we eat, what we drink, right? We eat 3 times a day, we drink water maybe 8 to 10 times a day, but we end up breathing 20,000 times a day, right? But there's not enough conversation or not enough focus on the health of the kind of air we're breathing, right? So that is where we need a lot more interventions to come in to kind of purify the air around you, focus on your breathing, and just like save yourself from what kind of pollution which is there outside.
And the device that we are talking about, is this the future that we're talking about personalized air purification that individuals find solutions for with devices like these?
Yes, definitely. So we are working on a lot more personal devices which can actually help more people. But I do see that given how Delhi and in fact a lot of cities in the country are evolving, we will need to have something on our body constantly to kind of protect ourselves from the pollutants around us.
Anmay, those are words that could be prophetic in nature in the coming times, but yeah, I think that's the reality that we're living in. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and introducing us to this Atovio Pebble, the device that could very well be the personalized solution to probably cleaner air to breathe. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having this chat with you.
Thank
Love
you
to have you here with us. Maybe have a small memento brought out or a token of our appreciation for him.
Hamper, the girl is already there. Thank you, young lady.